talking about gaining clarity. When you think, when is the time that you truly gain a new level of clarity about your purpose, about direction in life, about choices that you need to make, about relationships? When is the most powerful time that clarity is being awakened? Most of us would think, logically, practically, that clarity is being awakened at the time that we are awake. So there is the part of the day that we are awake, and there is the part of the 24 hours, the night, that we are going to sleep. As the Zohar reveals in the portion of Lech Lecha, in many verses, but I'm going to read from 359, is that the time that the pathway, the energetical pathway for clarity to become awakened, it is actually at the time that you are asleep. Most of us not giving enough significance to the time that we're asleep. For most of people in the world, the time of sleeping at night, it is a time to regain some physical strength, so you feel energized throughout the day. But there is a whole different purpose behind sleep, according to the Kabbalists, and we're not going to get into that in this video, just touching one point around it. Throughout the time that you are asleep, from the time you're going to sleep at night to the time that you wake up in the morning, this is the time where potentially a new pathway can become awakened and opened for a new level of clarity to manifest. How does it work and what is it dependent on? So I want to read verse number 359, the portion of Lech Lecha, happened to be the portion of this week. אימתי דיינין לאהו קלה, רבי חייא פתח בשעתה דברנש אחיו ונעים, ונשמתה נפקת מיני. The real elevation and the opening up of the gate for clarity is taking place at the time when the person goes to sleep, and at that time when we're going to sleep at night, which is different than going to sleep throughout the day. But when we're going to sleep at night, our soul, or the majority part of our soul, leaves the body, ascend, elevate. והיא הסידת ביה בברנש וכדן דייני לאהו קלה. And as the soul elevates at the time of the night sleep, our soul can connect to elevated dimensions where the soul can receive two things, can receive clarity and can receive strength, can receive energy, can draw down energy that will support each one of us in the coming day, while our soul coming back into the body and therefore throughout the day. הדאו דכתיב משובך חייקיך שמור פתחי פיך. מה טעם? משום דהי עשידת בברנש, רבי יהודה אמר, כל מה דברנש עביד בכל יומא, נשמתה עשידת בה בברנש בלילה. When we're going to sleep and our soul being elevated, each night, and for each one of us, it might be very different. How high our soul being elevated, the level of clarity that can be drawn, and the level of energy that can become manifest at the soul level, prepare the soul for coming back into the body with additional infusion of light, of energy, of strength, of wisdom, of clarity. The elevation of our soul is dependent on what? As the Zohar writes, on the way that you went through your day. The way you went through your day. The actions that you took throughout the day. The consciousness that you awakened throughout the day. How reactive you were throughout the day, or how proactive you became throughout the day. The level of transformation you awakened and achieved throughout the day, or days that you felt stagnation, you felt stuck. You didn't find the strength to push through, to go out of your comfort zone. The way that we invest our energy spiritually throughout the day, how much do we push ourselves? In the previous video, we spoke about the idea of becoming an influencer, And there are those two choices that we spoke about. To become an influencer or to be influenced by everything that is taking place around you. As you realize the power and the opportunities that each day is giving you, providing you with, the times that things going in what seem to be very positive direction, and times the things going on moving in what seem to be challenging or negative directions. Every day gives each one of us, by a spiritual design for our soul, the exact opportunities that we need to be able to ascend and to elevate to a higher vibration of influencing the world around us. How much do we open up ourselves to care for the world around us? And how much do we get stuck in thinking about only about our needs, only about what we feel, only about what we need, only about what we are going through? How much throughout the day we breaking out of the selfish pattern of thinking and acting into and converting and shifting into elevating the vibration to become more influencers? And it begins in the way we think, it begins in the way that we desire. If we just follow the natural desires in our life, we'll find ourselves living in a very low vibration of energy and consciousness and experience. But when you realize the opportunities each day to go out of the comfort zone, of the limited aspect of yourself, of the selfish aspect of yourself, your desires, your thoughts, and you begin to awaken greater desire to find more creative ways to touch people around you, to influence with your energy. And it can be even one individual that will be influenced by you. But this level of work that each one of us is doing and pushing ourselves to do throughout the day creates vibration that affects how elevated our soul can become throughout the night sleep. The height in the spiritual dimensions, when our soul leaves the body throughout the night sleep, higher it goes, more clarity we gain. Higher it goes, more energy we receive. Higher it goes, more wisdom, more strength we can draw. So everything is really taking place at the time of the night sleep. What happens throughout the day will determine the power of our soul to elevate either higher or lower. So throughout the day, this is the time really to make all the effort that will determine how high our soul will elevate and the level of clarity, the wisdom, the strength, the energy that our soul can draw. that will become manifest in magical ways throughout the next day. And the next day, with the energy that we drew, we have new opportunities, new choices to make, new spiritual work to manifest, new levels to grow and to elevate. And then the day affects the night, and then the night affects the day. However, the clarity and the strength, the energy, really happening throughout the night sleep. So today and each day, when you remind yourself that pushing yourself in this direction to find more ways to become that type of influencer, to activate this power of your soul, to care more for people around you, to look into more ways to create a positive change around you. As we mentioned, it can be for one individual in your life. It can awaken much more drive, desire that can be awakened to do this type of work, knowing that this work will manifest in the way and level that your soul can become elevated throughout the night to draw the clarity and the strength for the next day, and so on. And it is like a circle. Thank you so much for joining. I want to wish you a blessed day, and hopefully I will be able to share with you this coming week few more secrets from the Zohar.